So we all have our reasons to be drawn into the light to Disney World,
I
right?
love Disney.
And so we thought today, it's a Sunday morning, it's an easy morning. We're having our coffee, and we thought we'd talk about the reasons we're drawn to
That
Disney
we love
World.
Disney, right? I'm Corie.
And I'm Mike.
And we are retiring and moving to Disney from Texas to Florida. And I'm very happy about that.
Yes.
But we're talking today about our Disney story, I guess, or our Disney history. Do you want to talk about when you first went, what your first memories are of Disney?
Well, growing up, we weren't able to afford anything like that. So it wasn't until I became a band director that we took a high school group from South Texas all the way to Florida. It's a 24-hour bus ride.
That's right.
6 hours into that bus ride, this is the first part of it, it was great. And after 6 hours, the air conditioning in that bus went down. It was a miserable rest of the trip. 18 hours of heat. I'm assuming
it was like June.
We even had parents putting newspaper on the windows to try and keep the heat from getting so hot. It didn't work, let me tell you. And then you didn't want to leave the bus either, because coming back in the bus was a little bit awful. So once we got there, though, it was amazing. The only other thing, I had never been to Disney World.
Okay.
So it was awesome.
Do you remember what year it was, muscle minus?
Early 2000s, like 2001, 2, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a Disney baby.
Yes, I am.
You're like 20. Anyway, go ahead.
And so, well, I was already in my 30s by that time. So I was...
So you've only been going for about 20 years.
Yeah.
I got about 30 years on you.
Oh, yeah, you do.
But anyway, go ahead. Proceed.
I'm the young one.
Proceed.
And so the biggest thing for Disney, we went to every park. We had the park hopper thing, the 2 days at Disney World. And we did one day at Universal, which was cool also. But ask me if I got on any rides.
Did you get on any rides?
The answer would be no.
What a rip-off.
Well, because anytime I get in a line at any theme park, we would take students. It's like I would get a call like, hey, we need your help. Was this a student or something like that? So I'd have to leave the line and leave the queue. So I just walked around, sat places or just did that kind of thing, went from park to park. And so that was my first experience at Disney World. But it was still amazing with all the characters and everything. The food was awesome.
I have a question. So then back then, were there multiple parks?
Yes.
But you said you only went 2 days.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's Magic and Epcot or Studios, or what was around back then?
I believe it was all of it. Animal Kingdom also was there, I think.
You hopped?
I don't know. We got a park hopper for every student.
Oh.
So they were able to go to any park they wanted to be at.
Fast. You got to be like, okay, we got 6 hours here, 6 hours, or whatever it is, and then.
I spent the majority of my time at Epcot just because I enjoy the food and all that fun stuff.
Tinkerbell.
Oh my goodness.
That means it's time for me to talk.
Well, the last part to it, though, which was really just like awesome, it was just amazing, was you're going there with a marching band.
Oh, yeah.
You're taking your equipment, your uniforms and all that, stuff. And then there was one evening where we got to march in a parade there.
That's so cool.
And how much fun is it to watch your students march in a parade in Disney World? It's just fun.
At Magic Kingdom?
Cool. Yeah. I believe this one, ours was at Epcot, I think.
That's so cool. So I have a question already then. So when you take a group of like a band kids they're going to perform they're going to march, do they give you a place for you to change into your uniforms?
Yes, man. This is a while back, so yeah. I'm going to probably say we probably had to do that in the buses and everything.
Yikes.
But it's just putting uniforms on top of, your...
Oh, right,
because they're used to it. The kids are used to it from all the football games and everything.
How fun.
It's, and then all the equipment goes under the bus. There's enough storage down there. So, yeah, it's a blast. And then after that was the only,
What a great memory for those kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many people get to do that? How many people can say, oh, I marched in a parade? Yeah. If any of you people can say that, tell us. But if they got to march in a parade at Disney World, That is something you'll never forget.
And that's why it's so important to have all of these organizations in your high schools, because, you know, take for instance myself, I didn't get to take trips like that.
You're right.
You know, because we just couldn't afford it.
So that was the first time I went.
So
I grew up. We used to go to Disneyland a lot because my aunt moved from Texas, South Texas, to Los Angeles area. When I was very young. I was very, very young. And so we would go visit her quite often. So, but my family, my mom's side has family in California. So whenever we'd go visit them, we'd get to go to Disneyland. So I grew up going as much as humanly possible when I was little. And I'm not talking about every year, but whenever we'd go visit, for sure we were going to go to Disneyland. But my mother loves Disneyland. I grew up, she's the one who kind of instilled the love of Disney for me. But so we'd gone to Disneyland a whole bunch of times, but the first time I went to Disney World, it was like 1985, I want to say, and it was also a trip with a choir because I was in choir, my brother was in choir, and my best friends and all that, and so we went as a trip, and we raised money all year so that we could pay for our trip.
Yeah, but y'all were fancy.
We flew.
Yeah.
We did not get in a stinky bus, but we didn't have to. We weren't performing there or anything like that. We didn't need to take stuff, so we did fly. It was very, and there was a group of us. Like I said, my brother was in that group, so he and we'd been to Disneyland a lot. We'd never been to Disney World, and back then it was only Magic Kingdom and Epcot. So those were, they took us to other places. There's a place called Wet and Wild and some other place, but I mean, Disney was it for me. But I still remember being there, and we had been to Disneyland so many times with our families, with our parents, with our cousins, with all that stuff. It was a little bit different going with just friends, and I actually preferred being with my family. I just enjoyed kind of sharing it together. And so when we went that summer, I remember telling my brother, I would rather be here with mom and dad. Like, I think it would be more fun with them, and I mentioned that also to some friends of mine. They're like, what? Like, who wants to be with their parents, right? Because you can, I guess, run around wild. But I don't know. I think because my mom loves it so much and everything. Anyway, so then we talked our parents into going the following year. So cool. We did go back the following summer, which was the summer before our senior year, and we went again with my brother and I and my parents. And with that time, we did drive.
Okay.
We did drive because we took a long trip, and we stopped in New Orleans, and we did other things. But then shortly after that, when I went away to college, then my cousin started working at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So he used to work at a theme park in our college town.
That's
and
cool.
Then he went over, and he actually studied, he had a degree in theme parkology. No, it was like some sort of recreational, I don't know what, but anyway.
So how many of you all would prefer to fly versus drive? I know for me, I love road trips, so I love driving everywhere we go. And so a second trip I took to Disney World was with Corie and the kids.
That's what I was going to say. Is that the only second time you ever went?
That's only the second time.
You only went that time with those kids and then with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really?
So that's how powerful Disney World is. I've only been there 3 times in my life.
And so fast forward, that time you went with those kids, and then we went in 2018 with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hang on. You reminded me, and I forgot already of something I was gonna say. I already forgot.
It's okay.
Oh, I wanted to say, I'm sure it was really important.
It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway, okay, so, yeah, so my cousin was working for Disney. I was talking about that. So my cousin worked for Disney, and so then we got to visit quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was a cast member for 30 plus years. Yeah. And so we got to go over there, and when the children were little, I would take them all the time, like as much as possible. And I would pull them out of school. People are like, oh, no, well, you can't have them miss school. Let me tell you, if you're going to spend that much money and you want to make some good memories, you don't want to spend, like, if you can, because if your job allows, like, I would totally pull them out of school for a week and take them, or however many days. Because in the summertime, yes, it's hot, there are more people, it's like high volume, people there, and then there's longer lines and all that nonsense. But so if you can, I always liked going, like...
Yeah, but here's the thing. So for me, like, because most of us, like, I was a school teacher, the only time I took vacation time was going to be during the time that we had off. And so that's going to be high volume time.
Yeah,
pretty
but
much
it's
when
better.
when I came into the family, it was going to be like, okay, we're going to go on this during this holiday. But it was like, we're going on this holiday because I don't miss days. I just wouldn't do it. And so we would go.
We went on Thanksgiving.
And but here's my brain thinking, it's like, how amazing is Disney World, where there's such long lines, and we can see how long the queue, the wait is to get in line, but that many people still want to go. That's how amazing Disney World is. And so the experience of going there, whether it's during a high volume time where there's a lot of people or there's less people there, I still think it's an amazing thing that Walt Disney created.
I'd rather be there than anywhere, but I don't want to wait in line. There are ways that you learn to get around that.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can, now the systems keep changing and changing so that you don't have to wait in line so long. But
to go back though, let's rewind to the trip that we all went as a family.
Mm-hmm.
We start talking, it's like, well, we can drive there.
Oh.
And the kids were like, drive? Right. What are you talking about, drive? They were like...
They had never driven to Disney.
What? No. And I was like, and I'm thinking in my head, like, what do you mean no? I mean, yes. I've done like 2-week-long road trips. I just love all that. I could be out on the road like that and then go to different destinations. And so they were just like, and then finally they started saying, I'll fly there and meet you all there.
That's what they said. One of them said, I'll pay for my own flight.
Yeah. And like,
we're like,
Olivia.
No, that's not what we're working.
And so I was like,
yeah, that's not
going to work.
Well, I used to take a lot of road trips with my family when we were young, and it was great memories and all that stuff. But when the kids were little, I was like by myself with them, so I wasn't going to drive like cross country with them. So we flew all the time, and whenever there would be a great deal on flights, I'd be like, let's go, because I had the benefit of my cousin on the other side that was a cast member, so we would save a lot of money being able to go in. So yeah, they had been a good, I guess, 8 or 10 times before we had ever gone driving that time.
Well, here I come. And so
that was fun.
It was a blast.
They liked it.
I mean, look, again, going back and just reminding everybody, we're not like, we have our things that we love and we cherish, but we're more interested in experiences. Yeah. And a road trip for me is like the pinnacle of experience. You can have so much fun on the way there when you get there, and on the way back, the trip gets to go just a little bit longer for me. And I also want to see the country. We have an amazing country. I like driving through and meeting people. I just love it. And so I can be at a truck stop there, getting gas, and then starting to talk to somebody there and learn all about their life before we even go on and take off and go on to the next place. Mm-hmm. And so that's very appealing to us, I guess, because we're people, people.
So we're people that are obsessed with Disney. So it seems like every single meal that we have, every time we gather, like with the kids and my parents and whatever, we always end up talking about Disney. Oh, yeah. We talk about Disney at every meal. We talk about the movies. We talk about the music. We talk about costuming. We talk about like all of it. Yeah, all of it. Movies, like the history.
What's your favorite movie?
Our oldest, Zoe, loves to dive into the history, and so she can tell you like the year that things open and this and that and all that stuff, because that was just kind of what her obsession was.
Yeah, so going back to that trip again, so I have a fear of heights. I'm not so overly excited about all these rides, and so, but I do conquer my fear. I'll get on all the rides, I'll do everything. But
I was always able to ask when we were in the queue, ask Zoe, it's like, okay, how fast does this ride go? This ride goes 27 miles an hour. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, I drive a lot faster than 27 miles an hour. So I'll be okay on this ride.
But not in a little bucket.
Well,
Like
you know,
being
hey,
pulled
I
or
have to
a
like,
slingshot.
I have to make myself okay with these rides before I get on them. So, but yes, we got on all the rides. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it. There's only one ride I don't think I'll ever get back on again.
I think more than one. But what are you gonna say?
There's that Mission
Space?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Dumbo.
Well, okay, that was another
Someone
one.
doesn't like Dumbo.
Anything that spins is not good for me. Is there anybody out there that doesn't like those centrifuge type spinning rides?
You need to not go on the carousel, because the carousel you don't like because it goes around. The teacups, which is not your thing.
No, yeah.
The Aladdin is the magic carpets, which go around just like the Dumbo ride, which you did get on, and then you were just like.
But and that was the weirdest thing. I had never experienced that, like on a small little kids ride, you know. But
some people don't like
did not work for me. It was like, oh my goodness, and I didn't realize that. So yeah,
it's kind of fun. We like them all.
Yeah, it was a blast. And then the third time we went. You and I. No
we went by ourselves.
kids.
We went by ourselves.
That was during Food and Wine.
That was, and that when you had already retired.
Yeah.
So the first time. So then we were able to go. And not peak season or whatever, and so we went to Food and Wine Festival, which is my favorite time to go.
Yeah.
I say that, but I've never been to the flower festival. But I think I love looking at flowers and plants, but I love tasting food and drinking drinks from all around the world.
That's true,
for sure. So I'm looking forward to being there for Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah, and then getting the experience. I think this last time we got to experience a lot more of the like Joffrey's coffee. All the different things. I love cold brew, so I would drink a lot of that when we were there. Even Disney Springs. Right?
We could do, what I was just thinking? We could do a whole episode on just hotels, because we've stayed in a lot. We were lucky that we got to stay in a lot of different hotels, all the different times we went. So we could talk about that too. But anyway.
And so we're going to go for a fourth time. You're coming up in January.
Oh, we're going to go in January with the kids.
Yeah. Part of it is research, for us, while the kids are at the park and having their fun, we're going to be looking at places where we're going to look to live.
That's right.
And it's a little early to maybe book something, or but
you never know.
We can at least research and look at the areas and stuff like that to see where we want to go. We got a new wrinkle in that. We'll talk about that later on another video where we might stay.
Another option.
But
has arisen. But the kids are excited. It's really fun because the two youngest are 18 and 22. They're super. Well, even the 26-year-old. Well, she'll be 26 by the time we go. She's like super excited. Yeah. It's like going there. We still get excited every time we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get excited every time we go.
And so for me, the other thing I love are shows. And there's two things, and I don't know if you can consider it a show. I guess it's a show/ride almost kind of thing. There's a Carousel of Progress, right? That's very amazing how they do that and how they made that.
This is where Z chimes in. The history of and and telling you about the World's Fair and about the blah 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 and how it's the longest running stage show in the history of stage shows.
And the other one was
the Nemo show.
It was a great show. It was amazing how the characters, they bring them to life. It's awesome.
Cool.
That was only preceded by one horrible ride that I'm convinced, because they didn't warn me at all. And I thought, it's been so awesome. It's amazing. Everybody's warning me and telling me about this and that.
Nemo
and we
show
get on
is
that
like
ride.
Animal Kingdom.
We get on that ride. It's what is it called? The Yeti. It's the one with the Yeti.
Expedition Everest.
Oh my goodness. I was not prepared. I saw the mangled tracks in front and I was like, oh my God, why did we stop? There's something wrong with that ride. And then all of a sudden we start going backwards. I freaked out a little bit. Yeah. Corey's just looking back at me because she had me sit with Sal. I didn't understand why we were doing that.
We were laughing.
Yeah.
So
and then
fun.
After going back a little bit, I don't remember anything.
Blackout.
So
You woke up and there was fish singing.
So yeah, it's crazy. I was
You're like, I got on, I saw a Yeti, and the next thing I know, the fish were singing.
Yeah. So after we got off that ride, we like hauled it because Olivia,
loves the
she
Nemo
wanted
show.
to get. So we had to haul to
She's
get
like, we
over
can
there.
make it.
And we did.
And you were still like
it
all
was
dizzy.
so
And we
amazing.
had to rush over
It was
to catch the
great
show because we had to hop to make another reservation. But yeah, I mean,
these are all the memories that are sticking to my brain. And the last one for me was the concert. We got to see Sheila E.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was really awesome. I would love to be able to go and watch Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. I would love to see them there because I know they've played there quite a bit.
The Eat to the Beat, or what is it? And it's a concert series they have during Food and Wine Festival. Mm-hmm. They have other ones during Christmas time. They have other ones during there's stuff going on all the time during the spring flower festival and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But now we get to see that all the time.
Absolutely.
And we don't have to worry about waiting in line. So there's a long line. We just skip it because we can go back another day.
So there was one thing that I learned.
What's that?
The second time we went, Corie was
just
like the best. The second time, the second time I went.
Oh.
So it was with the kids. And what's your favorite part of when we're with the kids? What did you say?
Yeah, you asked me what's my favorite part of all of Disney, and for sure, 100%, it's standing about a few steps behind the children and watching the three of them like go together and walk through the park together and just kind of be, and they're usually hand in hand, and they still, it's so funny, they still hold hands, and they still like, they just to walk behind them and watch them kind of still see it through the eyes of a child and just enjoy it so much makes me so happy, like super, super happy. And then, I can't wait till they have children of their own and they get to go and they take their kids and they can all go together and that kind of stuff. I'm so excited, get emotional about it. Because
and since we're going to live there,
then
the grandkids can
be
shipped to us.
We're going to be the favorite grandparents.
Well, sorry, not sorry, but this is true. And there's many reasons for that. So
well, it's true. We were already going to be the favorite grandparents, but now doubly so.
Absolutely.
We're going to be the magical grandparents.
That's right.
We can take them.
And so, they'll be able to come visit and we'll take them there. No rush. But yes. So those are some of the memories for me that stick out the most. I'm sure there's a lot more, but it's really cool that you've been able to do both Disneyland and Disney World.
I haven't been to land in a really, really long time. But
I remember Disney though. If we go all the way back when we were kids, I remember when they used to have a show that would come on the weekends. I don't know, it was Saturday night or Sunday night.
Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday nights.
And there was always a movie there. Did Walt Disney talk a little bit?
Yeah.
Right, and so I remember that. But then, if you fast forward for me, the next experience wasn't until I became a band director in the early 90s. And for that, it was like, what's this Aladdin thing? I'm going to go check this out. And it was like amazing. It was like great. I love Robin Williams. For me, he's like the best. He can because he's like a jazz musician. He improvs like nobody's business. I mean, you just love it. And so seeing that show and then watching the movie and listening to the music, I was like, I'm going to use some of this music to play with my kids at the end of the school year for our spring concert. And so that just cascaded into all of those. Like, let me find out about, what is it, Belle and the Beauty and the Beast, the music in that, teaching chromaticism, things like that they needed. It was just like for me, that's where it came back in my life.
And I think that's what people don't understand about Disney. There's so many facets to it. Because even when we were explaining to your dad, who's, close to 80, when he was saying, he didn't understand it. He thinks of the Disney that we're going to as a place for children, that it's like a play park or something like that. You don't understand. There's so many facets to it. There's so many things to love about it. And there's so many things that you can, and when I started to explain to him what Epcot was, so from someone who he loves history and he loves researching things like that, then I tried to explain. I was explaining to him what exactly Epcot was. Then he became really interested in both the front part that has to do with innovation and then the countries and stuff. And so I was explaining to him to that. But yeah, to that point is like, you love music and that's what you're drawn to. Our daughter loves costuming and she's really, really kind of interested in even the costuming of the animatronic characters that are there. If people just love food, it's a great place to go. If you just love drinks, that's a place to go. If you love people watching, for sure, it's a place to go. If you just love being in good weather, if you love animals or things like that, Animal Kingdom, so many people love going to Animal Kingdom. If you like just chilling, you can stay at the hotel and do that. There's so many parts to it.
Or at Epcot, you can go to my favorite
place, which is the Rose and Crown.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So you can always find this child at the Rose and Crown. And I say that like this because I want to ride rides. I like riding rides and stuff. And you. But now we have plenty of time.
Yes.
When we would go for just a few days, I didn't want to spend half of one day in one place. I want to see as much and absorb as much as I can. So, but now.
And now we're going to be able to inch our way through the entire park for the rest of our lives, which is going to be so much fun.
I can taste more things.
Absolutely. Yeah. My, I thought it would be super cool if we could just, save some pennies and put it away and then go to one of the restaurants. I really enjoy the one in France and just say, we'll take one.
Oh, that's what he wants to do. I'm like, what do you mean save pennies? Oh, yeah, because he wants to order everything on the menu.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that's going to be a lot of pennies.
Come on, can you blame me?
I mean, a lot of space in your stomach. What are we going to do with all that? Oh, we'll just invite people in. Come and taste stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Invite him. Now, he says that because he's done that one time before.
Yeah, I have. We went on.
You were trying to impress me. We were still dating.
No, we were dating. I was not trying to impress you. I was just like, okay, well, what?
Well, you did.
You were like, you were like, well, let's go to this restaurant. It's a scratch kitchen, and I'm like, what's a scratch kitchen? I don't understand what this is. And so we go there. You're very fancy, and so I was used to McDonald's. My favorites are Whataburger, things like that. I like those things, Church's Fried Chicken, but the scratch kitchen. So we get there. So what would you like? I don't know. It all looks so good. I don't know. It's like, well,
now, mind you, it was a brunch menu. It was a limited. It wasn't like,
well, they always had
8 pages long.
Had a small. It wasn't a very big menu
either. It was
either,
a scratch kitchen.
And so I was just like, the waiter or waitress, I can't remember. Whatever. Waiter came over. Server. Thank you. Server came to us several times. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna order one of everything. And she looked at me like, what? It's like, well, just taste it all. Why not? It doesn't matter. And so we did that. So it wasn't that bad because it wasn't like, like you said, 8 pages of stuff.
Yeah, we weren't at like the whatever Cheesecake Factory.
Exactly.
That would have been a bit, but anyway.
But
you were trying to impress me by ordering everything,
absolutely.
And I was trying to impress you by just nibbling on everything.
We pretty much finished.
I think we had everything. That was impressive.
There was no nibbling.
That's when you knew this is the gal for me.
This is my woman.
Sold. Me.
Anyway, so I mean that would be amazing to do it. All the restaurants at Disney.
We're going to have plenty of time to eat lots of things. We're going to be there
absolutely.
for a long time.
It's going to be fun.
So we don't have to do it all at once.
Unless we invite a lot of you all to come over and sit at the table.
That'd be fun. Once we have a bazillion followers, we'll just take over a restaurant.
That's right. And don't forget,
like Morocco,
and subscribe to our channel here. Yes. Morocco's great. This way we can get out to more people. Please like and subscribe.
We want to go live on other platforms, but we need more subscribers and followers to do that. So you need to subscribe and follow us on everything. You can follow us on all the different platforms at Corie and Mike. You can find us. Corie and Mike on everything. On everything. All of the different ones. On all the different, whichever your favorite thing is. But you follow us on YouTube.
And if there's anything else you'd like to hear about or you have questions about from us, please in the comment section, please add that in there so that we can read it. We can get back to you. We can do maybe a future episode on things you're asking about. We'd love to hear from y'all.
that's a blast right there for me. You just love reading the comments from people.
I'm gonna guess this video is a 2-parter probably. So if you stuck around for both parts, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Share your favorite Disney memories with us also.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear about it. And until next time, I think I'm almost out of
magical week.
Magical week.
Magical
Disney
week.
style.
All right,
Bye.